sit outside. I'm not scared to. I never meant to. Whatever I did, I feel I'm barely, 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 barely I'm on my way to better things. Your definition states that they're not here. I'm on my way to bigger things. I guess you wouldn't know since you're not here. It's not the friends you thought you had, or your location on a map. It's what you feel in here. I'm on my way to better things. It's not the first time, not the last time. I'm on my way to better things. I wish you well, I'll be just fine. If I stay around, I can feel alright. But I know there's something else out there for me. It's not the friends you thought you had, or your location on a map. It's what you feel in here. I'm on my way to better things. It's not the first time, not the last time. I'm on my way to better things. I wish you well, I'll be just fine. Home is where you make it, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm on my way to better things. It's not the first time, not the last time. I'm on my way to better things. I wish you well, I'll be just fine. I'm on my way to better things. It's not the first time, not the last time. I'm on my way to better things. as she moves my hands to a place of circumstance. Stop the words and let it burn. I can't kill it. Only to inquire to the one that she can hold, the daughter she wants of her own. Let her see and let her be. Oh my God, we just might fall. Oh my God, help us crawl. I have never been so scared and sad at the same time. I finally will figure out what life truly means when it's all been left behind. I did not know what steps to take after graduating high school. I never knew much of anything. The Midwest has blessed me with great friends, and unforgettable relationships still hits my head each and every day. Well, if these bones still hold me up, I'm fine. If I feel this cold still buried in my throat, I guess I'll survive. 'Cause it's sad, the time turns its back on us like a wood chipper eating up the lumber. It turns into dust, it floats in the air to prove what we have lost. When the lights they drip like rain in a warmer city than we began, I know I won't follow through, because now I know that it's just you. I've got no confidence. I'm just a lonely swan in an endless lake where I'm thrown bread for food by a party of two. I do it to myself. I know I can't laugh hard or my throat gives out. Well, I've got nothing interesting to say anyway. I'm just looking up to the bright side while you're looking down at me, and I'm just hoping I'll remember the smile on your face. Will you remember me anyway? You've got black eyeliner on to hide the sunset on your budding life that you'll regret. Won't you let me be your bride? You can be mine and we can have it all for all our favorite things we have grown to hate.
Competition will start to rap song, rock on
A
gesture.
little girl who's afraid to be true, but I won't have it any other way. Oh, maybe this could be love. I feel it in my chest, now my stomach's always full. Yeah, I feel different around you. And it's the way that you smile, it's the way that you sigh, it's the way that you lie through your denial. And I just can't get through, but I'm crazy for you. You've got black eyeliner on to hide the sunset on your budding life that you'll regret. Won't you let me be your bride? You could be mine and we can have it all. We'll have it all, we'll have it all. When the lights they drip like rain in a warmer city than we became, I know I won't follow through with you.
Good morning. How's it going, everybody? Happy to see. Oh well, most of you. Doodles, Junk Saint, Lord, good to see you. Devil, good to see you. Would you look at that? There's a Russian cheerleader here who wants to make sure that we all know that the country that decided to invade another country is in the moral right and is standing up to U.S. military in circle. Dude, shut the fuck up. You don't know anything of what you talk of. Like, Putin is not your strongman daddy. Okay? That's the only reason you're cheering for him. He's not going to usher in Soviet Russia. He's not a socialist. He's a capitalist. And he's an authoritarian. He has no claim to Ukraine. In fact, the people who he likes to use as the example of the example of the people he likes to use of why Russian or Ukrainian separatists exist don't claim Russia either. They're like weird libertarian. They're like sovereign citizens in the United States where they don't claim to be citizens of either state and are separate from the state. Hey, you know what happens when you decide to message a streamer while he's streaming because you got banned in his chat for being an absolute moron? Well, let me just show you what happens. First of all, you get reported. And then you get blocked. Funny how that works. Damn, bro. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth wasting everybody's time in order to say just the dumbest shit, not have any point behind it, and it all boils down to Putin is my big daddy. Like, and to claim that you have better politics than anybody because you support an authoritarian state invading a sovereign nation. Yeah, dude. You ain't got the moral high ground here. Who, like I said yesterday, what person who considers them a leftist worships any state? Seriously. What leftist worships any state? I've said it before. I'm not diehard for Ukraine. I'm not diehard for Russia. To be either of those things would be contrary to my belief as a socialist. And if you consider yourself a communist, it's contrary to that too. You're worshipping a state. Like, what? Why are these people so stupid? You're just a right-winger. That's all you are. Alright. Hi, David. Good to see you. Fernando, good to see you. Yes, to a good start. Right out the gates, we got trolls. Yeah, I love those days. Campism is a disease. Get well soon. Yeah. Seriously. Worshipping states is not pro-leftist. It's not very leftist of you. It's not very Marxist of you. God, these people are stupid. I was watching Bruins Capitals the other day and my brain kept correcting it to capitalist for some reason. Nice. Oh yeah, Doodles. No, don't worry, David's fine. He's been by a couple times. If you see the M9300 or variations thereof, please make sure to call them trickle-down state capitalists. That's a great way of putting it. Lord, top 10, top 10 best insults. Dude thinks anti-NATO means inherently good. Cretin probably masturbates to 9/11 footage. Yeah, seriously. Like, being against the U.S. does not mean that you need to worship another imperialist nation. That doesn't make you an anti-imperialist. It's actually the opposite. Imperialism isn't just when the U.S. does it. Imperialism is when the state does imperialism. Like, say, invading a sovereign nation in order to reclaim it for your own state. That's hard imperialism, even. That's not even soft imperialism where you're gonna be like, all right, I guess I understand why you don't see China as doing imperialist stuff, but you gotta admit it's soft imperialism because blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not even like one of those cases where it's like, all right, I see why you can make like a soft case against it. It's hard imperialism. We see sovereign nation, we take it. What is wrong with these people? Like they're the people that make this conversation so fucking difficult because they're so goddamn deluded. It's like they exist to prove the point that, you know, that like pointing out that things like, I don't know, maybe there needs to be conditions for the money and aid that we're giving Ukraine, so that we're not married to every single action that they perpetuate during this war, as being seen as pro-Putin, even though it's not pro-Putin at all. Why do you have that? Anyways, good to see you all. Good start to the day. Good start to the day. Do thinks anti. Oh, I already read that. I'm one of God's most wretched creations, a Boston sports fan. Well, so long as you're not racist, you're one of the better Boston sports fans. I need to get back into watching hockey. Eli, why is my entire area surrounded by toys again? I need to move. Eli is here. Glam is here. Pathetic loser is angry DMing me. Just report him and block him. Fuck him. Who cares? What's a sports ball? Excuse me. Hockey is not played with a ball. It's an oblique disc. For all the people that get that reference. But yeah, I need to get back into hockey. It's one of the slightly better sports. Oh boy. Where are we gonna put this? Yeah, this works. Sorry, I saw another story to grab. Every single day it runs into more stories to add to the stories that I have not yet covered, because getting through content is difficult. I thought you called the Caps a cool team. Well, I will tell you, David, I am a Red Wings fan. They haven't been quite the same since they switched conferences. But I'm still a Red Wings fan. Give me some more CTE and Life Toothless. CTE is not. It is a problem in hockey, but it's not as much of an issue as it is uh, with football. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Cicero, it's good to see you. Last one was apparently there's been a whistleblower revealing the CIA has been funding Uyghur insurgency. True or not, remind yourself Chinese occupation of their territory dates back to 1949, and they have been genocided since then. Yeah, yeah. I always say I understand not trusting the reporting coming out of China, but I'll never understand when somebody hears there's a genocide happening, going balls to the wall with the idea that it's absolutely not happening. Because if you're wrong on that, if it all comes out and you find out, um, you're a genocide denier. It it's not a good look, sweaty. Is all I'm saying. Being not as bad is a good thing. Yeah, look at the Democrats. People think NHL players are going incredible speeds. You can run faster than an NHL player skates. I guarantee it. The most dangerous situations are open ice hits because of the fall towards the ice. Yeah, and like anything that targets the head is ruled out. Ruled against. Like football, you can lead with the head and they let go a lot of stuff. There's a reason why football is much more dangerous. Also with ice, because like the idea of CTE is the way the brain shakes inside of your dome. Because you're running into somebody and you're coming to a full stop. Um, Ice doesn't work like that. You kind of keep moving. Creates a little bit of a buffer. So I'm a defender of hockey. I don't think that football will be around in like 10 years. Hopefully not. But especially at like high school level, because people are going to be like, wow, yeah, CTE turns out to be worse than we thought. Disco Mom, good to see you. They're playing over there. Chat is filled with Minnesotans and Boston douchebags. We jump to the defense of hockey. Sue us. I'm from Michigan. I'm a Red Wings fan. I've went to every single Stanley Cup parade except for the last one because I was too poor. I couldn't afford it. What can I say? I enjoy the sport. My favorite complaint about it is that it's too fast. That's the fucking point. That's what makes it good. Basketball, too fast. Basketball is too fast. Because at one point, the points don't matter. And I get bored. Football, too dangerous. Baseball, while I'm a fan, it's too slow. Hockey, right up on the speed. Gotta respect an original six fan, except the French. Looking at you, Montreal. Largely by an aggregation of subconcussive hits, but a while ago I read that the NFL considering erasing the kickoff by replacing it with a 4th and 15 on the 35. Partly because concussion happened at the highest rate during kickoff. I mean, that's one of those things. It's like it's putting a band-aid on a bullet hole, you know. If they do it, it'll be like the most proactive they've been on CTE. Hey, Portside's good to see you. But yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. Oh God, I found another one. I'm a defender of hockey. What can I say? But I hope you guys are having a good start to your weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on today. So today, all right. Today, we have a trunk or treat for Eli that we're doing almost right after the stream. He's gonna be dressing in his Luigi costume again. Getting more candy for Daddy and Mommy. Daddy likes candy. And then we're going to a show. Fernando, who you saw in here earlier, he's probably busy preparing, and by that I mean he's probably busy making TikToks. He's one of the people I'm going to see. The sad part about going to the show is it's either the last or the second to last show at this venue. This place called Flint City Hard Cider is closing. Dude, I know you. Come on. We've been in multiple bands together in the past, like, almost 20 years we've known each other. Which, that's a crazy thing, too, to notice. I know what you're doing. And you know what the saddest part is? I'd be doing the same fucking thing. Something along those lines. Anything other than practicing. I think it's second to last weekend of shows. Yeah, it's still sad, though. I had just gotten into that place. And they have such a cool stage. A bunch of local venues have been shutting down here in Raleigh, too. Yeah. Consequence of the pandemic, I think. But yeah, they've already sold their building off. Yeah, I gotta create content. I get it. I should be spending time with my family. Taking a shower. Studying. Doing my homework. And yet, I am here. Why? Because it pays a small percentage of my bills. Anyways, yeah, God. I understand the desperation of some people regarding excuse me. Like anger towards what happened during the pandemic. Now it can lead to the denial, but at the same time I'm like, look, things just kind of suck. Things just kind of suck sometimes. Actually doing homework right now? Oh. So you're actually doing the right thing you should be doing. And I'm on here. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I had forgotten that the Matt Walsh hate parade happened yesterday, and now I'm seeing clips from it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and grab some of those so we can start out. But first, the Sunday scaries are too real. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that with my psychology homework. Psychology has been surprisingly easy. Like I am learning from it, but it's surprisingly easy. I thought it was going to be a tough class, and instead the toughest class is pharmacology right now because I didn't do well in my last exam. But I did get my grade back on my dosages class, which now is done. My dosages final, I actually did pretty well on. Oh, yesterday I had checked and I had gotten 99 out of 100. she changed the grade, and now I have full. I fucking smashed it. Not a single one wrong. Ended that class with a 97. Hell yeah. Now I need to do all the makeup I need for pharmacology. It's like the best my grades have ever been. All I had to do was put myself through a crazy amount of stress and torture myself whenever I get anything below an A on anything. My mental health is in tatters. Anyways, I saw the dumbest TikTok before I started, and I actually had to spend like the last like couple minutes of the lead up to the stream making a response to this.
Scientists who have
So let's start there. Reminding me I need to actually get up and clean the house before the D&D crew gets here. Yeah, probably a good thing to do. Probably a good thing to do. So let's start with the TikTok that I'm replying to.
Picture this, you get to the end of your life, you kick the bucket, and then it's all over. But then something happens. You wake up again. And you're not in heaven or hell or any other form of afterlife. You're actually in your bedroom in the year 2342. And you're not the age you were when you passed. You're actually 16, and you just finished an immersive game in a virtual world that simulates the primitive and exciting world of the 21st century. And before you scroll away thinking this is too far-fetched, what if I told you that it's not? And there are a number of scientists who have spoken openly about how this is a
number of scientists who have spoken openly about this, how this is a real possibility. Oh, really? What are your examples?
very real possibility, including Elon Musk, Yuval Harari, and Neil deGrasse Tyson. You see, you need to scientists who have spoken openly about how this is a very real possibility, including Elon Musk, Yuval Harari.
Never mind the fact that you actually believe in that there's real scientific proof that simulation theory is real. You called Elon Musk a scientist. Even by engineers, which is the closest thing that he is, and I'm using the term very loosely, engineers are like, that man is fucking stupid. You need to seek help if you think that Elon Musk is a scientist, let alone somebody reputable enough to reference. He's just a billionaire rich kid. He's dumb as hell. What is wrong with you?
Scientists
Don't tell people that Elon Musk is a scientist. Stop pretending like he's a man of repute. Like, what? Sorry, I just got a thing. I gotta make sure. What happened? Sorry. I got an email from one of my classes. He may be a sci-fi character. I mean, the closest I can think of is what, like the Hunger Games? He'd be like one of the people who's like sitting on top enjoying the Hunger Games and defending its existence. And be like, "Ooh, We need to have the pause fight to survive to live. He is Mario. At least he played Mario on SNL. No, he didn't actually. It was even worse. He played Wario. He played Wario. He didn't even have the credibility to play Mario, which makes him lower than Chris Pratt. Think about that. Sorry. anyways, if that was the dumbest thing that I had heard today, debatable, but close. Let's go to another dumb thing that I saw while we were warming up for stream. It was hilarious how he used his SNL appearance to tank Dogecoin. Yeah, it was. It was. That SNL appearance had a lot of negative repercussions for him, didn't it? Like, think about what happened next. Tesla started tanking. He tried to buy Twitter in order to artificially inflate Tesla. It didn't work. Lost a bunch of money. So then he tried to back out because he never intended to buy Twitter in the first place. I got much stories on that. Elon is highly recognized in the field of exploitation with multiple awards and ego. True. Anyways, I don't know if this is dumber, but it's still pretty dumb. Remember how Terrence Williams considers himself a comedian? Because he's boosted up by, billionaire money that pushes the Republican Party. This is what Terrence Williams thinks is a joke. If Joe Biden is the president, then I'm the king of England. How about both of those things can't be true? You ever consider that? Joe Biden is the president. I don't know why this is a debatable thing to these people, but they actually, this is all conspiratorial bullshit. Yes. He couldn't be the actual president because it was our guy that won. Do we have any proof of that? No. But we believe it. Therefore, it must be true. Therefore, this joke makes sense. If you're an absolute moron. But among the new breed of right-wing grifters, I think the cake probably goes to Laverne Spicer, who has had such classics as "There are no pronouns in the Bible," and "I don't use pronouns," among many other really, really stupid things. But that just, I don't even know how to set this up. Everybody pointing out Kanye doing an anti-Semitism all the time right now. I'm making it a point to constantly be anti-Semitic over and over again. And she's like, aha! Kanye brought up George Soros. He's calling George Soros out by name. Oh, in the Constitution. Yeah, I forgot. It was no pronouns in the Constitution. A document that starts we. But, whatever. Yeah. This literally is. Okay, we already knew. By the way, hi Enzo, good to see you. Eli is he's all right today. He's being a goofball. He only has one sock on, but that's how things go. And he's going trick or treating later. Anyways, so we already knew that bringing up George Soros was an anti-Semitic talking point because George Soros doesn't nearly have the power that people think he does, nor does he actually fund like protesters or anything like that. So of course we know it's a joke on the left to be like, oh, waiting to cash my George Soros check. The joke, of course, if you're an idiot and actually believe in that conspiracy theory, there's no such thing as a George Soros check. We're all fucking broke. Contrary to what they want to believe, there is no billionaire leftist funding left-wing media. Does not exist. That's why most left-wing media are people who are not really that wealthy. Yeah. Beto Belton, good to see you. I was told there would be checks. Yeah, it's not a real thing. It's just, they bring him up because he does contribute some money to has a $3 billion mega mansion. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He does contribute some to the Democratic Party, of course. Is he among the top donors? No, he's not. Neither is his organization. I think they might just barely make it in the top 10. But even then, if you're actually on the left, if you're actually leftist, and instead of just believing that George Soros is a socialist who wants to redistribute all money, including his, because, that's a thing that he would totally agree to. The dude who's lived his entire life as a capitalist and defends capitalism all the fucking time, and it's just like, I don't know, we'll give the poorest table scraps and whatever. Yeah, there is no billionaire funding anyone on the left. Sorry. Usually, how we get recognized is through a lot of hard work and gumption, and usually the people on the right are literally handed their platform. For example, Laverne Spicer and Terrence Williams. Two talentless hacks whose only reason for existing and only reason they have any attention or money in the first place is because they're both black. They say pro right-wing talking points, and that's beneficial to the right, who know how racist they are. Yeah. But clearly, we must be secretly funded by somebody, which is why I'm way behind on all my bills. They forget their ideology forbids disliking billionaires. They only want to dislike the ones that don't agree with them. That's it. In other words, they want one party rule. In other words, well, fascism. Anyways. The top 100 donors to either party donate to both parties. That is true. Yeah. 100% true. It's a great point. So anyways. Back to TikTok real quick. This is a story that I became aware of this morning. So, apparently, and I've seen a couple of her TikToks. This is Emmanuel, the emu. Hi, Anand, good to see you. And hi, Shakespeare, good to see you. This is Emmanuel, an emu. And this is his owner. She has a history of, and I didn't know about this until now, saying very racist things on TikTok. And then she blew up when her emu attacked her camera while filming her content. I don't think I wound up following her. Do I follow her? Because I need to unfollow. Nope. Oh, no, this is somebody else. So, her name is Taylor Blake. Why is the cute emo farmer a bigot? Fuck me. Well, she's also a lesbian, but yeah, she's like a pro DeSantis, lives in Florida, total racist. Australia lost a whole ass war to emus. Jesus. True. But why are we talking about this? The fact that she's racist and we want to go on a canceling trip? No. You know, if I'm talking about it, it's got to be something so much more than that. And it is. I can find people cute without wanting to fuck them, Mark. I know, I was just saying she's also a lesbian. Like, on top of everything else. My partner and I loved her. Yeah. Well. This thread. So a bunch of you are not terminally online, which is fine. I'm kind of jealous, if I'm honest. Let me catch you up. A lesbian hobby farmer in Florida owns an emu and went viral for him pecking the camera while she tried to record videos for TikTok. At which point, people noticed she was the same white lesbian who had been racist in previous attempts to build a platform on TikTok. But this attempt, she had her moneymaker in the form of the emu and portraying herself as wholesome and Christian and lesbian. A few days ago, she posts a thread about how she's had a problem with Egyptian geese landing at her place, and they had brought in highly pathogenic avian influenza, HPAI. She had lost all of her poultry to it except, miraculously, the viral money-making emu. He, of course, is battling for his life. Will only eat if hand-fed and has nerve damage in one leg. That means he cannot stand unassisted, so they've rigged a sling for him. She posts pictures of herself lying in his bedding with her face near his and with her face pressed against his. She tells people they're following FDA regulations and not to say anything negative. Case in point, this shit, that. People have found her farm listing as having an HPAI outbreak on the FA. Sorry, I skipped this part. I'm pretty sure by FDA she means FDACS, the Florida Department of Agriculture, but she's not following their regulations because she won't wear a mask around the emu because she claims it stresses him out. People have found her farm listed as having an HPAI outbreak on the FDACS website, so she definitely reported it. The thing is that when you report an outbreak, FDACS sends a team of trained personnel in hazmat suits to euthanize your birds. There's no fucking around. Although the CDC currently lists the strain of HPAI circulating in North America as low risk to humans, it is not no risk, and what we know is that it can and does jump to humans who have close contact with sick birds. In other countries, HPAI has been shown to be transmissible between humans who have close contact. It is also transmissible to dogs, cats, martens, and pigs that we know of. HPAI also has a 50% death rate in humans so far. I could stop there, but I'm not going to. Nobody wants to find out what happens if it mutates and becomes easily transmissible between humans. There is no vaccine. Have you read The Stand? Go read The Stand. Every human being who gets the virus is a risk for it to mutate and adapt better to being transmitted between humans. And so, if you have HPAI, the government sends people in hazmat suits to euthanize your birds. There is no, this one is a pet, not livestock exemption. There is no, oh, but this one is famous exemption. There is no, oh, but I have a weird parasocial relationship with this one exemption. She had to have lied to FDACS and or concealed the emu from them. She certainly did not tell FDACS she had an emu with HPAI, as she should have done, or he would have been euthanized as he should have been. because she's fucking stupid. That's why. Instead, she lied and or concealed the emu and engaged in high-risk behaviors like putting her face against his and spending large amounts of time with him while not wearing appropriate PPE. She's not just risking her life, she's risking becoming patient zero for an apocalyptic flu outbreak that makes COVID look tame. I'll eat a fucking emu. Not this one, though, because of, the virus. No. COVID somehow had less real-life adults than The Stand. Can't wait to see what is next. Oh, yeah. I feel how you're going to feel about your parasocial relationship with the emu, but her behavior is wildly irresponsible and actively unethical. Since some folks want to be dubious about the death rate, let me be very specific what's circulating right now in HPAI, H5N1. There's a link and a screenshot in case you don't want to click through. Let's read this. HPAI, H5N1 virus infections have been reported in more than 880 people with approximately 50% case fatality proportion since 1997, including 20 cases and 7 deaths in Hong Kong during 1997 to 2003, and more than 860 cases reported in 19 countries since November 2003. These symptoms: mild upper respiratory tract symptoms, to be expected. Lower respiratory tract disease, that's a problem. Severe pneumonia with respiratory failure. Encephalitis, that is when your brain swells up. That is inflammation of the brain. Hey, Sean, are we gonna have another bird flu outbreak? All because this bitch likes her fucking emu. And she doesn't believe in science. She's the anti-vax racist. I did not know this about this lady, and I'm glad that I did not follow any of her accounts, because something just felt off. Something felt off about her. And I was like, I don't know about this. I'm calling it. We're done. Emu flu, take us all. We've had a good run. Fuck it. Yeah. And multiple organ failure have been reported. One case of asymptomatic infection was reported in Vietnam in 2011. One of case of asymptomatic infection was reported in the UK in 2021. And one case was reported in the United States in 2022. I am going to keep going. As to her racism, just as an aside, this lady made a thread about it. Thread is going to be underlying the recurring issue of giving problematic white lesbians large platforms and silencing POC. Let's start with the main racial issue in the general white lesbian community, the usage of the word stud. Stud is a word that black lesbians use to describe themselves when referring to a masculine identity and should not be claimed by any other race. To do so would insinuate racial undertones that equate blackness to hypermasculinity, given that it is being used to describe a non-black body, which makes the usage of the term out of context. This leads me to my next point of cultural appropriation of black culture, but are we shocked? If you go through TikTok right now, you'll see countless videos of non-black lesbians, especially white, referring to themselves as studs and mimicking what they think black mannerisms are, and get tons of views and likes, which reinforces a big issue. The issue is that black culture, styles, and other attributes are praised only when they are not on a black person. Now that we've set the foundation, let's go into Taylor Blake. If anybody tries to come on my thread and say, oh, stop digging up the past, she's changed, ooh woo, catch this block. In fact, I've read her pathetic apology she put out like 2 years ago, and none of it addressed racism, cultural appropriation, or even a sincere direct apology to the black community and other minorities that her words harmed. But it only matters that the whites forgave her. Resultantly, she gained a larger platform because her privilege and the constant dismissal of racism plaguing Twitter allowed her to. That's quite the quote. To add, also notice how racist white women put on guises in order to deceive the very people that they don't like into being fond of them. This is a tactic used to put members of the same race up against each other with the motive of alleviating white guilt if they have POC on their side when really, truly, they don't like any of them at all. They will do this by erasing their prejudice and prejudice and racist history, and give everyone the impression that they are for racial justice to appeal to a targeted audience. Yeah, I never liked that quote. Hey, no. You know you're not supposed to be touching Daddy's guitars. Okay. That's one attempt. Hey, no. You've knocked over Daddy's guitars far too many times. Hey, no. What did I tell you? Eli. Stop.
Eli, come here.
Sorry about that.
Eli,
I swear to God.
I think he's just running over there. I don't think he's gonna touch anything.
Yeah, he is. He waits for me to not turn around. And then he does it. Stop. Go over there. No. Stand back up. Go over there.
Eli.
Greetings from South Boston. Greetings from Flint, Michigan, Lenny. Welcome in. I do it anyways because I have baby brain. Yep. And it's totally not frustrating at all.
Eli. No. You wanna watch Elmo?
Anyways, she continues. And when that guise doesn't work anymore, they put on a new one and defend themselves to justify their superiority complex. So So yeah, this person said, I really love you, but please understand this isn't the most effective. People of color shouldn't have to give love to their oppressors in order to live safely. Talking to a racist might go well for you personally, but could be dangerous for POC. I understand that the way I respond to racism is going to be different than others, but it is my job as an ally to call people out on their ignorance and do my best to educate and change perspectives. I would not get very far if I chose hatred. That is why I always choose love. Nobody said to make racists feel comfortable and accepted. It's said to I said to love them. Love is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It changes lives and the way people view life. All I'm saying is showing a racist love is more effective at changing their views than hatred. Okay. Can ultimately only be combated with love. No racist is ever going to be motivated to change their views if we do nothing but attack them. Oftentimes, those most hateful are the ones in the most need of love. Break the cycle, love each other. I get the issue with this. It's one of those things where, like, heart's in the right place, actions, not so much. Alright, see you later, Fernando. We'll see ya. We already got, oh shit. Hang on a second. Sorry, I had to. I forgot to tell Glam about something about our babysitter. Kind of important. Anyways, Exhibit B of getting POC on their side. Convince them that you've changed when you really haven't. What I've noticed is that she'll only speak on these issues when playing as her Karen character to detach her real self from the issue and never speaks on the matter. Karen goes live on Facebook to discuss racism, inclusivity, and the importance of unlearning old habits. Out of character, in fact, if you scroll down her page, there's nothing acknowledging racism, especially from recent events. There are no statements or even sharing of black issues, petitions, or anything that demonstrates true support of the black community. Only when it is convenient and brings clout do fake allies speak on issues of racism. And they tell you what you want to hear, but they don't practice what they preach. I get that. I get that. I get that. It's one of the reasons why I hate talking, considering yourself an ally. It's like allyship leads to people going and doing the fake ally shit, and then being like, "Oh no, but I'm an ally because I've said a few things." Okay, doesn't mean you can't say racist shit, and when you get called out on racist shit, that you don't get way too defensive and defend it. Yeah, okay. Let the tweets just speak for themselves. Hello, here with the facts. The legal age of consent is 16. It is legal for anyone 16 and older to engage in consensual sex with someone over the age of 18, as long as said person is between the ages of 18 and 24 years old. You're not their mom. What? This is her in 2015. If I referred to you as the N-word, all hell would break loose. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why is she even hugging randos? Personal space is, she ever heard of it? I don't think it's a matter of her, like, hugging them. Says she was 18 at the time in 2015. If you want more receipts, just look up Hi Taylor Blake Racist or Taylor Blake Racist. Eesh. Let's actually do that. I was hoping this would be more just like evidence. Oh, this is the lady we are read. Black people always think you're gonna run their ass over. Like, really, go ahead, cross the damn street. This black lady is about to pop off in the nail salon. Don't call my ass asking me why I do what I do. Yo ass about to get hung up on, okay? Please adopt me. I'm a skinny white girl that can impersonate fat black girls. Yeah. Black girl trapped in a white body. Oh, no. No, no, no. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. She actually said she was Native American. Oh my god. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh, that's some physical pain. That's some physical pain right there. Yeah. Somebody referencing Milkshake Duck. Yeah, Milkshake Duck sucks. If anybody doesn't know what Milkshake Duck is, it's, you know, this duck goes viral for drinking from a milkshake. And they're like, oh, it's Milkshake Duck. Everybody love him. Everybody love him. Nobody look into his past. And then Milkshake Duck starts saying racist things and go, oops, Milkshake Duck is a Nazi. Yeah. So she's one of those. She's one of those. And now she could be leading to the extinction of the human race. Cool. Cool. I like all the people telling me to report this to FDACS. On my family in Christ, The only things I have more information on than you, apparently, are the transmittability and lethality of HPAI H5N1. Well, also, I apparently have a working phone with internet access, and y'all don't. This, you have made me aware of the problem, therefore you must fix it so I'm no longer uncomfortable thing is symptomatic of many problems with humans at large. I regret to inform you, I am merely a farmer and activist and have no special powers to fix this. Anyway, it's traditional, when a thread, oh, this is, I'm just selling stuff. This is, to donate to Afghanistan, and Afghan artisans. Yeah. This is probably my favorite meme from this whole thing. But yeah, I do not. I'm not going to advocate that, like, you know, euthanasia and all that. Like, there's some instances where yeah, for the betterment of society and humans at large. Well, she doesn't anymore. All her chickens are dead. She's a hobby farmer. So she doesn't. She probably sells some stuff, but she doesn't like mass sell them. So, yeah. Let's do something about that emu. Please. I get that they're cute. I get that they're funny birds with no wings and no arms. They're like all legs, and they look like an egg with legs and a long neck and head. And you know, with feathers. I get that. I get that. Let's kill that emu. That emu needs to die. And that whole area needs to be quarantined off. And she needs to be quarantined off until we're sure that she does not carry this virus that could wipe out 50% of the population. But considering it's Florida, considering she is a Florida Republican and a racist, I don't think that's going to happen. So, pretty sure Ron DeSantis is going to do the whole trigger the libs by ending the world. Which virus? It is called highly pathogenic avian influenza. H5N1. I believe, or is it H1N5? Something like that. H5N1. Okay, I had it right the first time. Bird flu 2, electric boogaloo. Yeah, it's it doesn't immediately jump to humans, but when it has a 50% mortality rate. And if it jumps to one human, it could then jump to more. Viruses mutate. So, can we do something about that, please? My parents live down there in Florida. I mean, honestly, if you would have asked me which state is going to lead to the end of civilization, I think everybody would have said Florida. I might have been like, you know, on the cusp of like, you know, well, there's Texas, but there's also Florida. Florida's well known for their crazy, but Texas is also really fucking crazy. So I'm not really surprised that it could end up being Florida. I'm just sad that this is a possibility. Mutate from bird to cow flu. Hush. Somehow we have to move on to that and talk about the Matt Walsh hate parade that was that went on yesterday, and I believe it was Tennessee. Matt Walsh held a protest called the End Child Mutilation, the rally to end child mutilation. A reminder that that's not a thing that's happening. It's not happening. They made a whole ass rally to hate on trans people and trans kids about a thing that is not happening. You know, known as conservative politics. So let's hear what Matt Walsh has to say. A thing that I hate having to say, because why the fuck should we hear from him? Oh, by the way, natural light, you can totally tell that he dyes his beard. So just adding to my my ability to absolutely predict this absolute weasel of a human. Read him like a book. Texas sending DNA test kits to school kids in case they need to identify your body after the next mass shooting. Yeah. We should hold an anti-pedophilia rally against Walsh. Should. But it wouldn't get the attention. We won't listen because we're cowards. Yep. Clarification, the dream is to retire in Florida. And it was nice from the Northeast winters. But I found it non-eventful with nothing to do but wait for the sun to set. My parents like it. You know, my dad likes golfing, so, you know. Because, you know, they do that. They're snowbirds. But, like, you know. Alright. Let's hear what bullshit you got for us, Matt.
These people here, they don't want you to hear what we have to say because they're cowards. They can't engage in the argument. All they could try to do is shut us down and silence us. But it's not going to work. We're still here. We're not going anywhere.
It's worth mentioning that whenever you try to explain trans stuff to these people, they're absolutely obstinate and, you know, just start calling everything child mutilation and bringing up pedophiles and calling you a groomer. So when we're providing actual, like, fact-based, like, evidence to be like, you know, hey, no, this whole thing that you're scared of, it's not a thing that you should be scared of because you're chasing phantoms. It does not exist. This is a fake problem that you've made up because you're mad that trans people exist. Let me explain to you why that doesn't exist. And I've seen it time and time again. And they just go, you're a groomer, you're a pedophile, you're just letting the pedophiles take over, you're mutilating children. I mean, it's literally the name of his rally. They don't want to engage in the argument, which is why I constantly make the claim that they're mutilating children when I have no actual evidence that's a thing that's actually happening. Will someone please tell me again what a woman is? Because I wasn't listening the first 5,000 times, and I want to pretend like no one has actually answered the question. Because they didn't answer it in the way that I found acceptable, which is to just give in to my opinion and not actually accept fact as fact. Yeah, Matt. Okay. I'm sure that it's us that we don't engage in these conversations. Not like, you know, we haven't had several content creators make several videos explaining it in great detail, citing several studies on the issue over the past 30 years. or more that this has been studied. Yes, that it's clearly us who don't want to engage. And then when we try to show that to you, you just start screaming about mutilating children. Yeah, it's totally us that don't want to engage honestly in this conversation. It's almost like you don't want to engage honestly in the conversation at all because you know if you did, you would be exposed for the absolute bigot that you are. Jesse Dander had a 4-hour video on Matt Walsh. I learned that sports weren't gender segregated at first, but because women continued to beat men in sports, they were split up. Yeah, that's something I've heard before. It depends on the sport, but yeah. Do not engage with these dipshits. They don't care. They've heard all the signs. They're just mad that we exist. Yeah, I just think it's hilarious for him to come on that stage and be like, they don't want to engage in conversation. We've been fucking doing that for a long time now. We tried to do it with gay people, and you still don't think that they should be married. You still don't think that they should be able to adopt, and you legislate that way. We've engaged with you on all the science regarding abortion. We've showed you the negative effects of banning abortion. And now we're seeing that we were right all along, and those exact negative effects that we predicted would happen if you banned abortion are happening in states that ban abortion because you banned abortion. It's not us who are afraid of having the honest conversation. We're begging you to not be a piece of shit. And every single time you decide to reject science, reject evidence, reject anything but your base understanding of like grade school level science and nothing else, and then just start screaming about how this is a danger with no actual proof. Like, I always try to ask these people when I talk to them online, because unfortunately I do that. I shouldn't. I know it's bad for you. It makes my blood boil, but I do it. I always ask them, at what point, what is the danger here? What does this lead to? The destruction of Western civilization. Okay. How? You know, we got part A. We got part C. What is part B? And it's usually something along the lines of, we want everyone to be sterilized. Something along those lines. You know, if the left has their way, everyone will be sterilized. And it's like, what? That's not how... How can you say that we want people to be sterilized when simultaneously we point out that trans men can carry children? And there's also like all the stuff like they'll freeze sperm before you start transitioning, in case you want to have a child later in life. Like, there's all this stuff that, like, how that trans people can still have children. How does that? And it doesn't matter. Evidence doesn't matter. It's not us that doesn't want to honestly engage in this conversation. It's not us. I could freeze an egg or two of mine if I wanted, but I don't want any small me's running around. And that's fair. It's your choice. Or at least it should be. Matt Walsh would disagree. Matt Walsh doesn't care about violating kids' consent because he makes the rules. Yeah. Let's hear what other lies he has to say.
We're still here. So what is the cause that we are here for? It's very simple. We are here to fulfill one of our most fundamental obligations as Americans, as adults, as human beings, and that is
being a bigot for no reason other than something makes me uncomfortable, and I'm going to use it to extrapolate out on society and enforce by law, all while claiming to have a monopoly on freedom and liberty. Yeah, that sounds actually very American, honestly. Oh yeah, and doing it all in the name of science while actually ignoring all science.
to protect our children. That is why we're here.
If you actually gave a shit about protecting children, Matt, you wouldn't be there. As it turns out, trans kids exist, and it's far better for you if you don't be a fucking bigot to them. Their tact is always have a demon to flog. Yep. It's the only way they win elections.
These people.
So yeah, you know, just being completely dishonest. So let's go ahead and type this so that I can blow up the brains of all the bigots. Despite hundreds of content creators making videos, blogs, and entire documents referencing, sourcing, and sharing publicly studies on trans people, and the thousands of debates that get shared all over social media. We don't engage with them at all with facts. I wonder how he feels about mutilating kids' lungs during an airborne pandemic. Well, that was going to happen anyways, and honestly, it'll just make them tougher in the long run. And if you think that COVID did that, it didn't. It was probably an allergy, or it was probably the vaccine. Matt Walsh, probably. Let's be honest here. A little bit more transphobia. Here's the Libertarian Party of Delaware. Advocating for eliminating universities based on this premise of, are men taller than women on average? If you needed another reason to abandon the universities, here it is.
Let's look at differences between men and women that are explicitly anatomical and physiological. Are men taller than women on average? Does anyone take offense at that fact?
Literally no. Literally no. But I always take the tact of a very effective argument that Mix Vivian Wolf always says. Just because, on average, that is something that is true, it does not mean that there's a realm of possibility that there are women who are taller than men. Do women who are taller than men exist? Yes. Do short men exist? Yes. So while you're talking about the average, it kind of doesn't mean anything in the long run. You're talking about a thing that does not matter and using it to justify your bigotry. Yes, those anatomical things do exist, on average. But it's meaningless.
Are you
There's always a standout.
So I would say, You could be irritated by it. You could be irritated by the fact that women have to be the ones to gestate and lactate. You could be irritated by a lot of truths. But taking offense is a response that is rejection of reality. So men and women are different on height. They're different on muscle mass. They're different on where.
On average. But again, that doesn't mean anything. Cis men can also lactate. Mammals lactate. That's why we're mammals. Yeah, shit. I knew a dude years ago who could lactate. I seen it. Wasn't a lot, but the dude lactated. Like, these people just want to ignore reality. Now watch me go ahead and just ignore reality. My brother lactated when his ex was pregnant when their daughter. Yeah. What do you got for us? Yeah. Atoms are binary. They're either intended to be hydrogen or helium. We can't just scrap this worldview just because of a handful of exceptions. Yep. There is no in between. The amount, the you know, it's the argument they use against fucking when we bring up that intersex people exist. They're like, well, they exist, but they're in a very small numbers. Like, okay, so do trans people, and you're losing your fucking mind over them. I got an idea. How about you stop losing your mind about things being different than what you want them to be? And yeah, I don't know, move on with your fucking life. In Rome, men would also suckle their kids, whether they lactated or not. Yeah, it's I believe they discovered the reason why men have nipples is because we used to use them as pacifiers for children before pacifiers exist. Which I wouldn't, you know, I was against doing that myself for Eli. We went with the pacifier. Not because it made me uncomfortable, which it did make me uncomfortable, but also because I'm a very hairy man. And I don't really know, I wouldn't really know how to explain to a doctor in a hospital that my son was there because he choked on my nipple hair. It's just like a thought that ran through my mind when I thought about that, when I learned about that. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not comfortable with that. That's sure, but I'm AFAB MB who can't create a baby and only lactated at birth. Yeah. It's a whole thing. Like, it's almost like these things are more complicated than they want to make it out to be. They don't want it to be complicated because they're simple people. And their simplistic narratives are what keep people coming to vote for them. Where were we? All right. What else you got to say, lady?
Fat is deposited on our bodies, right? Our brains are also different.
Yep, and it's almost like if you had actually bothered to read any of the studies, trans people's brains have a tendency of reacting no different than the gender that they define themselves as. It's weird. It's almost like you're a fake doctor pushing fake medicine on people who want to believe in a thing because they're bigots and hate trans people. I thought everyone has nipples because in the womb everyone started out female until the pesky wiggles its way, pesky Y wiggles its way in. I don't know. Probably need to look into like all that, but like there is like a historic precedence for people using that, doing that. I'm not, I'm not. Like I said, I'm just not comfortable with that. Very hairy man, very hairy. I mean, sort of. The brain thing about trans people was based on observations made on trans cadavers in Sweden from the 90s. It's a bit more complicated than, but Mia Mulder explains it a little more in depth. Okay. Is it like a video or is it like a thread that we could get into real quick?
So there.
Security! This is what happens. Oh, did they shut off the volume? Can you hear? Can everybody hear?
Really? He's a piece of shit. That is not okay. Even the women in there have been brainwashed.
Should not listen to fascism. It should not be tolerated in civil society. Nazis are not welcome in civil society.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the police! Power to the people!
Yep. Sounds to me like the universities are good, in fact. In fact, more people should go to universities. And if you're abandoning it, the problem is not the universities, it's you for not liking information and, reality. It's a YouTube vid. Might be a thing that, God, I always say that, but I'm always behind on my content. Yeah. So, of course, what would that whole thing be without Andy No trying to drum up hate brigades against specific people because he doesn't blur out people's faces at protests, and he's going to, just be like, look at these crazy people. Man, somebody should do something about them. They're crazy and they're gonna harm people. So somebody should do something about them. What do you mean I encourage stochastic terrorism? What do you mean that I make death lists for kill lists for Atomwaffen? What are you talking about? I'm just an Asian gay guy. How could I possibly be a bigot? Of course, he says this. Male far-left militant screams a racist slur over a bullhorn in the face of a woman. Far-left radicals have descended on the state capitol in Nashville to try and shut down Matt Walsh.
Fuck you! Fuck you, you fucking white cracker! Fuck you, you ugly piece of shit! You look like you got your teeth knocked out, you fucking fascist! Nobody knows who you are and nobody cares, and you will die alone! You will die alone and you will burn in hell! Fuck you!
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything they said. Yeah, hey, like all these fucking like gender critical people, the TERFs and then the full on actual fascists that follow Matt Walsh, they always think that they're on the right side of history. I actually saw a lady yesterday in the comments of one of Matt Walsh's video say, oh, I know for a fact that I'm on the right side of history. So I asked her the question I always ask when someone brings that up. If you've been here before, which a lot of you have, you know exactly what that question is. Name a time when the group that has been against civil rights for human beings has wound up look back on and kindly. Name one time when the people against civil rights wound up being the good guys in history. Just one. He brings all the milkshakes through the yard. No, he's too afraid to bring them. Are you kidding me? Afraid they might have cement in them. And of course, the absolute prohibition. Well, that wasn't about civil rights. Prohibition wasn't about civil rights. Like, alcohol is not a people. Other folks are bringing the shakes.
Eli,
Yeah.
stop jumping on me. Stop it.
Yeah. But like the absolute like just projection from these people. Like, I just scrolled down a little and I said, "You cannot love yourself and spew such hate. These people are lost." You mean like you do about trans people? They certainly are not okay, and transition is not bringing them peace and happiness. They're raging. It's extremely sad to see this. It probably has to do with the fact that you're making sure that they can still get fired and be denied housing because they're trans. Oh yeah, and also you're trying to make it so they can't, easily pursue their transition or any kid's future transition. Take it back to mommy. Take it back to mommy. Yeah, and it's probably has to do with the subjugation of them as a people in society, how they're still treated like shit, how they don't have any protections from the amount of bigotry that's enforced against them. The fact that the trans panic defense still exists in most states around this country, it's probably because of things like that. That's probably what they're angry about. This reeks of like white people from the from segregation era during the civil rights fight, being like, what is their problem? What is their problem? Why are they so angry? Huh? Look, they seem like they're perfectly happy over there. There's nothing that they can't do that a white man can't do. They just got to do it over there. I don't know what the issue is. Healthcare is a human right. Let's go. Absolutely. We're not peaceful because you forced violence on us. I just want to get my dong installed and be left alone. Amen. Amen. Mental health is the pandemic that we are facing. Yes, and all of you have poor mental health. Yeah. You didn't expect people to get angry when you literally named the rally to stop the mutilation of children? You literally named it that to demonize trans people, and you're like, just clutch my pearls. Why are they so angry? Why are they so angry? Why couldn't they just be more loving? I thought they were supposed to be happy people. All we do is accuse them of being pedophiles all the time, say that they're trying to cut off my child's dick, deny reality, and make sure that they can't do anything they want to do, including in extracurricular sports. They can't even go to the bathroom of their gender, putting them further at risk for sexual assault, while we claim that letting them go into the bathroom puts, specifically women at a higher risk of sexual assault, even though that's literally not a thing that happened. I don't understand why they're so angry. Why are they so angry? The more they show their face, the more people can see this is not the face of love, but the face of hate. Again, this is why are black people so upset? The Black Panthers are such an angry group. Is this really necessary? I don't know. I think the constant subjugation of them justifies the anger. It's almost like your actions cause a reaction. It's almost like there's consequences to the things you do, the things you legislate, and the things you fight for. We talk about circumcision or by the way, not pro-circumcision. Not pro-circumcision. By the way, a lot of these people, I guarantee, are. They are not okay. I agree. They have deep-rooted disdain for others. The projection. Something is certainly going wrong here. Transition is not making them happy as they were told it would. No, and it won't, because it's a mental health issue that needs treating, not enabling. Yeah. Remember, it's us that reject science, not them who rejects, you know, the legitimate proof that mental health outcomes get better after somebody transitions. The problem is social stigma. It's you motherfuckers. Ah, look at how unhappy they are, and they kill themselves all the time. All we do is subjugate them endlessly. Like, what are they so mad about? We're just legislating every aspect of their life and criminalizing them. We're just criminalizing their existence. Do they really need to use that tone? The gaslighting and tone policing gets me all itchy. Yeah, not to mention, have you seen the parents that show up to these school administration meetings talking about the dangers of promoting trans agenda? They're not exactly calm. They're not exactly nice. They seem very unhinged. Here's a little bit of fun for you. These people are beyond any kind of reason. They are extremist zealots, like cult members. Oh, the irony. And always so very unattractive. Your husband doesn't think so. How many of them are actually parents as opposed to concerned citizens recruited on Facebook? That is a good question. Shit. Fucking Matt Walsh bought a house in the area and sent his kids to a school for like a week just so he could show up at a school administration meeting and say that he's actually a concerned parent whose kids go to that school. In other words, he lied in order to get there to push a political agenda. But you know, it's the left that's all liars, you see. But yeah, never forget that the places who are the most anti-trans also watch the most trans porn. I always know I can clock any trans person because they're always so ugly and manly. Yeah, I'm sure. And you know, the big fear is trans women. That's the big thing that they're most scared of. And the most racist states watch the most interracial porn, and the most homophobic states watch the most gay porn too. Yeah, it's weird how that works. I know for mask mandates, they were actively recruiting non-parents to show up to school board meetings and read prepared scripts. Yeah, yeah, 100%. But this isn't a school board meeting or anything. This is literally a rally that Matt Walsh held. That he, you know, why are people so angry at me at my rally? It just has a nice innocent name where I accuse people of mutilating children. Huh. Why are you so upset? You're just triggered. And you deny reality. It's not like I said anything. What is this? Trump Pornhub searches increased 648% in Cleveland during Republican convention. I don't know why I'm shocked that Trump porn exists, but it upsets me. Scroll to categories? Dude, it's not going to make things better, is it? Traffic increased by 4.2% in Cleveland, 648% increase in Trump-related search of Pornhub, 204% Muslim Arab-related search increase in Cleveland on Pornhub, 7.9% Pornhub gay visit increase in I'm upset now. I didn't need to know that that existed. I didn't need to know that that was a thing. Oh, good lord, I hate it. I hate that time of day when like it's getting in my eyes. Yeah. So hey, why are trans people angry? It's because of you. It's the same reason that black people were angry at the KKK when they were fighting for civil rights. Same reason why BLM protests are angry. Because you're being terrible to people, and you can't be shocked when they don't want to have like a nice civil discussion with you while you're telling them that they should get fucked and die. Weird how that works. They totally understand, you know, the reasons for retaliation when it's them, but then they're shocked and appalled when other people retaliate against them. And let's keep in mind what the retaliation is on either side. The retaliation on the left is to shout people down, maybe punch a few Nazis, burning down empty buildings, except for most of that was, of course, right-wing protesters. That was the Proud Boys more than anything, but it did happen, and you know what? I'm not against it. And yeah, holding protests that wind up getting turned into riots because police start acting violently against them. Now, retaliation on the right, on the other hand, is they show up to places with guns and kill people. Or they target specific individuals, show up at their house, and beat the shit out of them. Or kill them. Literally a pile of dead bodies on the right. Literally none on the left. But we're the same thing, you see. Who can tell the difference between a right-wing and a left-wing conspiracy theorist? A right-wing or left-wing extremist? Oh, I don't know. The pile of dead bodies. One exists, the other doesn't. Oh, but look at all the violent language that all these leftists use. Yeah? What's it led to? Richard Spencer got punched in the face. He's still walking around, ain't he? When right-wing rallies happen, it becomes law. Yep, that's the other part. So, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but fuck Matt Walsh and fuck Andy No and fuck all these people for being terrible human beings to people who just want to be left the fuck alone. Literally, all of this boils down to you're uncomfortable with a thing, therefore you want to make laws about it. But it has nothing to do with you. Unless it does, which is a whole other discussion. And something you personally need to come to terms with. It's always morally correct to throw shakes and dildos at Andy No. Always. Always. It's never not a good thing to do. But kill him? No one's advocating for Andy No to be dead. Nobody. Well, some people might say they want it to happen, but put in the same room with them, they wouldn't kill him. Like I said, just pointing out the violent language on the left is meaningless because we do not act on it. Not in the way that they do, at least. Because they're violent and unhinged fascists. And we're not. Hey, but what about the Tankies? Fuck the Tankies. They haven't done anything either. Think I'm worried about Haas showing up to my house with a gun? Nope. That idiot ain't gonna do shit. I don't want to TOS the guy, just make him feel bad for the things he says and does. Yep. Yep. A lot of people will say that they advocate for him dying, but they'll never say that they're going to be the one to actually pull the action. Because they wouldn't. Because we have more humanity on the left. But remember, it's because we shout and we tell people to go fuck themselves. They have the moral high ground. You know, the people who are like, you know, I want all trans people to not exist and die. To be fair, if Haas showed up at your house, he'd be on a stepladder. He's just a little guy. Yeah, that would be really funny. I would love to. Because like he lives in Michigan too. I don't think he knows that I even exist, which I'm fine with. Whatever, I don't care. Getting on his radar is useless. But like, if he did, and let's say he was like, I'm gonna come to Flint, I'm gonna show up to your house. Alright, dude. Same thing I say to anybody. Yeah, sure. Good luck with that. Please come to a city that has been in a state of emergency for gun violence for almost 2 years now. Please show up here. I'm right by downtown. You know where to find me. Both my neighbors have guns. One of them have cameras that they have aimed so that they can monitor most of the neighborhood, which I appreciate because, you know, make sure that if anything goes down in our house when we're not here, we have evidence of it. Please try. You're 6'1", you could just pick up Haas and sit him in Eli's high chair. Yeah, it'd be funny. Not to mention the couple times that people have tried to fuck with me in this neighborhood, they never did it again. We'll just leave it at that. Isn't that right, love?
Yeah, guys.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. Sean says hi. She's waking up from a nap. All right. We can move on now. Cuz it's not going to get any prettier. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people used angry language at you while you're literally advocating for their extinction and, you know, genocide. You know, I really understand that what the Nazis are doing is bad, but did the Jewish people really need to be so upset with them? Really? Anyways, I have a question for you all. How crazy do you have to be in order to get kicked off of Newsmax and banned? If you're wondering if I'm asking that question because I have the answer, I absolutely do. This lady's name is Laura Logan, and she is banned from Newsmax because she said that world leaders died on the blood of children. Apparently, that's the line. Apparently, that's the line. Now, here's the real question. Is Owen going to pick up her contract? It was so unhinged. Let's see if we can find the clip. Oh, hey, they got the quote. God believes in sovereignty and national identity. That's not true. Well, I mean, he believes in sovereignty, but national identity? Pretty sure that, like, God rejects the idea of any sort of, like, state actor or governance, and participation in with religion and the law. Hey, what are you doing? What did you do? What did you do? Hang on a second. Glam went to the bathroom, so... No. No. No.
You waited till I walked away to go to the bathroom, huh? What did you do?
Yep. You're on timeout, boss. I don't have time to clean it up later. If you don't have time right now, I'll clean it up when I'm done streaming. Okay? So Eli somehow got a hold of the box of Cards Against Humanity we have, that we put on the shelf in a place where he's not supposed to be able to reach it, and dumped them all out on the floor. So that's cool.
Where's the top?
Hey, Gaming Granny, good to see you. It's over there. It's close to the shoes. Yeah, racism is a-okay, but dog whistle anti-Semitism is somehow the line. Yeah. She was CBS News Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent from 2006 to 2018. But you know how left-wing the media is. It's weird that all these people have like previous connections with major mainstream news people. I need you to take it down a notch too. I agree. Unfortunately, he will not. That Thunder Twaddle wants. I can quote chapter and verse from the Bible that repudiates her ignorance view. Yeah, no, I've had that quoted to me by Glam. There's a reason why Jehovah's Witnesses don't vote, and it's backed up by the Bible. Actually speaks down to the participation in politics on Earth, because it's idolatry. I got that right? The belief in the Bible from Jehovah's Witnesses, the reason you guys don't vote, because it's idolatry to uphold any human up to that standard. Yeah. Just had to make sure. Yep, some of my family are JWs. Yep. Glam used to be practicing. Yep. When strangers sojourn with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Yep. But you know, also build the wall. That you missed the part of the Bible where Jesus started talking about building the wall. We unionized at work, and there was a JW that literally quit to avoid all of it. To avoid voting? Wow, that is interesting. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God's. Exactly. Plus, where Jesus was against gun control. Yeah. When I said unto thee, cap thine ass. If thine decides to walk on my property, especially if you are of darker skin tone, then I am comfortable with. Anyway, she continues. And all the things that we've lived with from the beginning of time. Nations did not exist in the beginning of time. What are these people? And he knows that the open border is Satan's way of taking control of the world through all these people who are his stooges and his servants. Right? And they may think that they're going to become gods. That's what they tell us. You've all flown Harari and all the rest of them at the World Economic Forum. You know, the ones who want us eating insects, cockroaches, and that while they dine on the blood of children, those are the people, right? They're not going to win. They're not going to win. Logan was once an award-winning reporter with CBS News. She was cut loose by Fox Nation after she compared Dr. Anthony Fauci to Nazi doctor and madman Joseph Mengele last year. Oh yeah, that was that lady. Wow. So if you had yep, the Jews, yep. Nation states are is that 19th century? Yeah, that's 19th century invention. Yep. Like hunting and gathering, killing people and eating them. Yep. Beloved libel and that protocols of the elders of Zion BS has been around for centuries. Yeah, you can't be so obligatory with your racism and your anti-Semitism. You gotta do more of a dog whistle, less of a foghorn, for them to be comfortable with it. I mean, you can on Newsmax, you can get away with a blowhorn of full-on racist shit, but when it comes to anti-Semitism, they're like, we're trying to not be compared to Nazis. We're trying to give some like credibility, some plausible deniability to the fact that all our policies happen to align with the Third Reich. So could you not say these things on air? And she was just like, nope. Nope. Apparently now we know what the line is at Newsmax. This is how you get kicked off of Newsmax. I'm sure there's like plenty of like Newsmax contributors who saw this and was like, well, that's good to know, huh? Let me go ahead and edit some of my yeah, okay, so this is gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna have to change this language. Yeah, you know, it's good that we now have set that standard so that we understand what not to do. But we still believe that. I have a house to clean and cookies to bake, so drop by later. Alright, we won't be going too much longer. A lot of stuff to do today. Let's see here. Doing the math in my head. Go till like 1:30-ish. That should be like, that would be 3 hours. I don't think I can get away. No, I can't get away with 2. So we'll stop about 1:30. So if you're back before then. Alright, let's, we already talked about Elon Musk earlier in the stream and made fun of him. Made fun of a guy who, for some reason, thinks that Elon Musk is a scientist when... No. No. Just no. But he's also a really terrible boss. Ha. This has been widely reported. Elon Musk told investors he planned to cut 75% of Twitter's workforce, gutting to a skeleton staff of 2,000 people. Also, Peter Thiel and Reid Hoffman passed on the Twitter deal. Literally no one will give him money. Elon talk Musk-we. I hope you're proud of that. Anyways. Yep, so that sucks. That's bullshit. Never mind the fact that a lot of the things that Elon had said he would do in the past would require him to actually hire more people because it would need a lot more monitoring and also a lot more engineers in order to create in the first place, which of course he's not going to do any of those things. He's literally going to pretend like he's going to change Twitter, and the only thing he's going to change about it is make it more of a shit show that's more poorly run. Get ready for Twitter just, you know, breaking a lot more. And people are like, wow, it's really strange. I think this is the deep state acting against Elon Musk, taking Twitter down. Oh, they're clearly DDoSing him. And it's like, no. Turns out that, you know, when you get rid of 75% of your workforce, when you already were a company that was weirdly conservative for no fucking reason already in your workforce, it breaks more. Yeah, it's almost like that staff does stuff. And I'm sure after a little bit, he'll do the classic corporate thing and then rehire all the people and also negate their seniority. Yay, now I don't have to give them raises. Ah, yes. Well, on the plus side, we can take some solace in knowing that us as leftists have come together and agreed that Elon Musk is bad and that this is a very anti-worker stance to take. So if anyone who calls himself a leftist is actually supporting this, that would be really, really fucked up. Oh, Jackson Hinkle. Dear Elon, 75% is not enough. Sincerely, the censored. Thanks, Jason. Very pro working class stance you have there. You know, siding with the billionaire capitalist because you're mad that you got suspended on Twitter once. Yeah. Yeah. Are you saying capital without labor creates nothing? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Let's also recognize that Jackson Hinkle has in his Twitter bio the most censored man on YouTube. If you were, yeah, that's what? No. Also, why were you censored? Was it because you were spreading COVID misinformation, which they said not to do? Was it because of the number of times that you allude to anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and then pretend like everyone else is strange for pointing it out? Is it the anti-trans shit you constantly say? Because you're just a conservative? Awaken with JP made a really funny vid about Elon and Twitter. I don't know Awaken with JP. But yeah, laughing at Elon Musk is a regular thing here. And just in case you're curious why it's a regular thing here, I can show you a video to kind of explain it. Ask and you shall receive. Our story begins here on July 2018 when Elon Musk tweeted on Twitter to a diver who said that sending his submarine to, I believe it was Thailand, to help save some kids was ill-advised, and that he can take his submarine, which they told him not to send because it would be too big and completely useless, and shove it up his ass. So Elon decided to get on Twitter and call him a pedo. This, of course, was promptly followed up by him making a promise to Flint. What was that promise exactly? I'm going to read it and quote it. Please consider this a commitment that I will fund fixing the water in any house in Flint that has water contamination above FDA levels. No kidding. Always remember that was the promise. So in 2019, he finally shows up to my poor city, and he arrives by saying, hey, guess what? Ignore everything that I said previously. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to donate a bunch of Chromebooks to middle schoolers, you know, the least populous student body. Yeah. Should also mention Chromebooks are incredibly cheap. So literally he took the cheapest option. And also, I'm going to create an investment deal with Kettering University to develop a filtration system based on ultraviolet rays. Fast forward to 2021, when the filters still had not been installed, and the filters that were previously installed were installed and then uninstalled multiple times because they didn't fucking work. Leading to finally them being installed in February of 2022. What year is it again? Very much a to-be-continued story, but let's remember that the original promise was to fix any piping in the house that had lead-contaminated pipes and showed that it was over FDA levels. Quickly, citizens of Flint were sending him their water report. Like most things Elon Musk, he was quickly finding a way out of it, wasn't he? In other words, he still has not stood up for what he promised for. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the filters were not installed in any homes. They were only installed in the elementary schools in Flint. Cool, but not what you promised at all. And if you haven't been keeping track of the updates on the Flint water situation, just so you know, the biggest problem with even after we fix all the piping in the city is that the private houses have not had any of their pipes replaced. Largely because there's a number of issues with private ownership blocking them from doing that. And also, the state of Michigan and the city of Flint won't pay for it because they don't have the money. It means that lead can still leach into the system. Thanks, Elon! Never forget. Hashtag never forget. Fuck Elon Musk. That is why one of the reasons why I will always take any chance I can to bash Elon Musk. Anytime there's a story that comes out that's like, hey, fuck Elon Musk for this reason, I'm all over it. You can guarantee if it pops up like that, it will be on the next stream. If it's not on one of my streaming days, it'll be on the next stream. If it pops up during my stream, you better send it to me. I will stop everything to bash that absolute shithead billionaire piece of shit. It's my favorite activity that I do. Because that man sucks. And he's always sucked. And he got so much goodwill from so many well-meaning people and blew it all. And people are finally realizing that, hey, this Elon Musk guy, he kind of sucks ass. We've been on this beat for a long time. I will always remind people. People were mad at me when I posted on my Facebook when he made that announcement that, yeah, he's not actually going to do it. I literally was like, yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath to have this idiot actually follow up on his promise. And people were like, how dare you say that? Why would he offer it and then back out of it? I was like, have you heard of Elon Musk? I remember somebody once telling me after he left, hey, why don't you give back, if you hate him so much, why don't you give back what he gave you? Okay, that's easily done, considering he didn't give me anything. Yeah. Fuck Elon Musk. Always. Every day. Till the end of time. This looked like an interesting story. A right-wing superhero movie ends in disaster after $1 million in funders' cash goes missing. Oh, you mean there was another right-wing grift where people sold the idea of doing more right-wing propaganda and it turned out that it was just another scam? Why is Steve Bannon going to prison again? Nah, I can't remember. But don't worry, we'll cover that story in a minute. It's related. It is absolutely related. An attempt to make a Confederacy-promoting right-wing superhero movie has reportedly ended in disaster after $1 million in funders' money has gone completely missing. The Daily Beast Will Summer reports that the planned movie, called Rebels Run, was based on a comic book character created by far-right blogger Vox Day that features a hero named Rebel who is sometimes depicted in a Confederate flag bustier and who fights against a global police force hunting down free-thinking conservatives. Good lord. The film's troubles started when Day, whose given name is Theodore Beale, decided to use a Utah-based firm called Ohana Capital. Ohana means family. Financial, to hold the $1 million he'd raised in donations for the film in escrow. Bill went with Ohana because it was a rare financial institution who would do business with him given his long history of unabashed racism and sexism. And the trouble, as Summer writes, is that Ohana appears to have been a sham institution set up by a con artist. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Ohana was the creation of James Wolfgram, a self-described cryptocurrency billionaire who posted pictures of sports cars that supposedly belonged to him on social media. But in fact, according to a federal indictment filed last month, Wolfgram's wealth was a sham. The sports car pictures, for example, were pulled from other websites. Wolfgram's business also sold what were billed as high-tech cryptocurrency mining rigs. But those too were a hoax. According to prosecutors, with their screens just running on a loop to create the illusion of mining. Wow. Wow. Remember, it's the left that believes everything they're told on the internet. It's us, you see. We're the deluded ones that do not fact check. Not them. Oh no. They always have evidence on their side, and they don't just go along with the first person that agrees with them and says the right things to them. Nope. Buy the dip indeed. The dip being Day character. Day told disappointed supporters recently that their money had in fact gone missing while under Wolfgram's care. I wouldn't count on us getting the money back, said Day, who also baselessly claimed that the theft was part of a grander plot intended to break our community. Yes. It couldn't be that you got scammed from people who notoriously do scams, which is people on the right. Huh? But he was into cryptocurrency. How could he possibly be of ill repute? This is clearly a rarity among people who are into crypto, that they would lie about the amount of money that they had, that they would lie about the business that they had, that they would just, scam people out of their money and then use it on themselves. And because they're using it in crypto, it can't actually be tracked or enforced to hold any sort of legal repercussions against them. You honestly believe that people who have access and work within those circles would do anything of ill repute? With the currency that is often used to buy black market weapons and drugs. The movie was so shit, it's sad it's ending because I really wanted to see the movie now. Don't worry, he'll find somebody to back him. The bunch of idiots will give his money to him again, and it'll be like, this time we'll make sure that we do enough research into these firms before we give them our money. And there will be a good Christian right-wing conservative institutions, not like those crazy leftist institutions like Bank of America, who will no longer work with me because I decided to go on angry anti-Semitic and racist rants on Twitter. And then he'll get scammed again. He won't look into the fact that crypto was the issue. He won't look into the fact that people who work in crypto are the issue. He won't acknowledge that, hey, maybe right-wingers actually don't give a shit about you and, are financially motivated to be pieces of shit. Won't matter. And then he'll blame it on the lefties. Because it's always our fault. It's never theirs. And then they'll be like, you skirt your responsibility, your personal responsibility in this. And it's like, we told you that crypto was a scam. We told you all the people that work in crypto are scammers. The fuck am I supposed to do about it? You're the one with all the power. Nobody listens to us. I always hook my miners up to monitors so you can see that they're mining. Yeah. True. All right, let's talk about Steve Bannon. Like I said, this is related. It's related. Steve Bannon is going to be in prison for 6 months. Obviously, you know, kids' gloves. Hold up. Why does Andrew Cuomo have a show again? Or that's Chris Cuomo. Excuse me. Yes, I know what we should do as a news organization. Let's make sure to give a news show to the guy who covered up for his brother during his sex scandal in New York while he was governor. Yes, because nothing says journalistic ethics like covering up stories about your own brother's illicit affairs and how he used his public office to intimidate the women that he sexually harassed into not reporting it. Cool. Anyways, back to this story. Cooldown timer's already up on that? Yeah, apparently enough time has passed to where we can just give Chris Cuomo a show again. I mean, it's not like he did anything illegal. Oh wait, he did. But no one prosecuted him for it. Because he was already elite. Anyways. So why is Steve Bannon going to prison for 6 months? Well, I had already alluded to the fact that it's related to that idiot that was scammed out of his money by a right-wing provocateur who lied to him and scammed him out of all his money. So, let's find out. Department of Justice is calling for one-time White House strategist Steve Bannon to serve 6 months in jail of jail time and pay a $200,000 fine for defying a subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. In a separate filing, Bannon argued he should not go to jail for relying on the advice of his lawyers, asking the judge to instead impose probation. The recommendation comes ahead of a Friday sentencing hearing for Bannon, who was among the first 4 people to be subpoenaed by the panel. Bannon claimed executive privilege barred him from testifying before the committee, despite his interest in actions he took well after his short stint in the White House. A $200,000 fine is the maximum for the 2 counts of contempt of Congress, one for refusing to testify and the other for refusing to produce any of the documents requested in the deposition. That was a result, the DOJ said, of his refusal to participate in a review of his finances that helps determine the extent of a fine a defendant will pay. For his sustained bad faith contempt of Congress, the defendant should be sentenced to 6 months imprisonment. The top end of the sentencing guidelines range and fine $200,000 based on his insistence on paying the maximum fine rather than cooperate with probation office's routine pre-sentencing financial investigation. Bannon was subpoenaed by the panel in September of last year, with the full House voting to hold him in contempt roughly a month later. The subpoena noted Bannon's presence in the Trump campaign's war room at the Willard Hotel, including involvement in a discussion with Republican lawmakers about objecting to election results. They also sought to ask him about a comment of a January 5th, 2021 episode of his podcast where he said, "All hell is going to break loose tomorrow." Bannon began his confrontation with the Justice Department with a fiery press conference he live-streamed, vowing to fight the charges. "I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the misdemeanor from hell for Merrick Garland, Nancy Pelosi, and Joe Biden. We're going on the offense." Yes. Yes, please say you're going on the offense as a defense for you not wanting to participate in a subpoena of the last time conservatives went on the offense. Yeah, that'll prove your innocence. What could possibly go wrong? But shortly before trial, Bannon sought to cooperate with the committee. claiming Trump had freed him from the constraint of executive privilege that the DOJ had determined did not apply to him. In other words, he was lying. On the eve of trial, he attempted an about-face representing to the committee that former President Donald J. Trump had waived executive privilege and freed the defendant to cooperate. But this proved a hollow gesture when he realized that his 11th hour stunt would not prevent his trial. The defendant's cooperative spirit vanished. Ahead of trial, a judge rejected most of the arguments Bannon's defense team could present before the jury, and ultimately his legal team decided to call no witnesses and did not introduce any new evidence at trial. Should a person who has spent a lifetime listening to experts as a naval officer, investment banker, corporate executive, and presidential advisor be jailed for relying on the advice of his lawyers? His attorneys wrote in the latest filing. Should a person be jailed where the prosecutor declined to prosecute others who were similarly situated, with the only difference being that this person uses their voice to express strongly held political views? Others did it. Johnny did it. Johnny's parents let him get away with it as a legal defense. Bannon's team said if the judge does impose jail time, he should be allowed to serve a sentence in home confinement. Bannon's upcoming sentencing comes over a year after he was first subpoenaed, a reminder of the delayed consequences for those that defy congressional investigators as the panel seeks to compel testimony from Trump. Bannon is one of just two former White House officials where the DOJ accepted a criminal contempt referral from Congress. It chose not to pursue charges against former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows or communications guru Dan Scavino, but has charged White House aide Peter Navarro. Why do I say that this is related to the previous scam? Well, let's remember the Wall Fund. A thing that we tried to warn right-wingers about, and they didn't listen. We were like, hey, that's not how that works. You cannot put up a fucking GoFundMe, raise this money, and then give it to the government and be like, hey, use this for the wall. Which then, of course, they found out he was taking money out of it for his own personal use and travel and to pay off credit card debt. In fact, if you're right winger waiting for your chance to pounce, let me go ahead and stop you right there and point out that yeah, he did deny it. He pleaded guilty. But don't worry, that doesn't mean that there's a problem on the right wing where a bunch of people are scamming people out of their money. Oh no, Donald Trump is being honest. When you donate to him, he's going to use it for his presidential run. You see, why hasn't he announced it yet? He just doesn't want to be a distraction.
Stop.
He doesn't want to be a distraction for the 2022 elections. And when 2023 comes and he still hasn't announced, it'll be because the deep state is going after him and he needs that money for his legal fund. But also he's a billionaire who has plenty of money to pay for his own legal fund. But donate to him anyways. It's all one big grift. All of it. Every last minute of it is a grift. It's a grift that's going to, cause fascism to take over this country, but a lot of the people don't give a shit. It's all a grift. Benny Johnson had this to say about Steve Bannon's sentencing.
So, what happened? Maybe we will have house arrest here. Who knows? But it looks as though the judge agreed with Steve Bannon's argument that all sentencing should be delayed until his appeals process is resolved. The judge is looking into executive privilege. Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4 months, but again, this is something that has been delayed. He has a $6,500 fine. So $6,500 fine and up to 4
Clearly, this is before the sentencing came out.
months for contempt of Congress. Okay. We're looking forward to this applying to Barack Obama. We're looking forward to this applying to Eric Holder. We're looking forward to this applying to Merrick Garland. We're looking forward to this applying to Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. Contempt of Congress. Give us every record, every personal item, everything we have ever requested from your private communications. Doesn't matter if they are covered by executive privilege. Doesn't matter if you work in the White House. Doesn't matter if you're the president's son. Or you go to prison. I deeply look forward to the investigation into the Epstein flight logs. I deeply look forward to the investigation into what Hillary Clinton knew about Benghazi.
What is old is new again. Ah, yes. Let's bring up Benghazi again. You know, the thing that was investigated 6 times and they couldn't find a single fucking thing to get her on? The thing that caused her to testify multiple times in office while, in Congress? That they could have... It was a Republican-led Congress. Democrats were in the minority at the time. And then they had 4 years to do something against Hillary Clinton. And they didn't do it. Or at the very least, they had 2 years of complete control over Congress, the presidency, and the Supreme Court. And they didn't do anything. I don't like Hillary Clinton either, but you got nothing, bud. You got nothing. You're mad because it's your guy. You're mad because it's your team losing. Not because you actually have a case to make. Like, what year is it that they're still talking about Benghazi?
What Hillary Clinton knew about the Steele dossier. I deeply look forward to those subpoenas. Well done. Way to set the standard up, libs.
Hey, also, it should be recognized that the standard that you're talking about is those people were asked to testify, and they fucking showed up. The problem with Bannon here is they didn't. You can literally look up Eric Holder testifying before Congress. They get subpoenaed and they go, oh, well, I'm going to go and do that. And it's you guys that when you're subpoenaed are like, I'm not going to do that because I don't have to. What do you mean it's against the law? Why won't you hold your other people to the same standard? Oh, wait, you do? These people, they're so dumb. They're flailing around. They literally have nothing to run on. They have nothing to run on. That's why they've turned to trans issues. They've moved away from CRT because they recognized that that was a losing issue. Because people were mad at first, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, this is bullshit. None of this is real." Oh, but the trans is this one, guys. We'll get them this time. They always talk about how it's about keeping things equal, and yet it doesn't. I wonder if Obama will ever apologize for accepting the Nobel Peace Prize. No, why would he? Why would he? Like, was it stupid for him to get it? Yeah. I even at the time was like, yeah, why are we doing this? Because he's a war criminal? Yeah. And what makes you think that he's going to willingly give it back? Be like, let me tell you, I don't feel too comfortable. I was talking to this guy on Twitter, and he made a clear case on why I need to give back the Nobel Peace Prize because all the things I did with drone strikes. I just don't feel comfortable accepting this anymore. He's not gonna fucking do that. Are you kidding me? Like, that's just silly. That's silly. That's not gonna happen. Should it happen? I don't think it's up to him to make that decision. It shouldn't be, at least. With some pressure from the moral left mainstream media, he would. What left-wing media? Also, the mainstream media, which is pretty right-wing, by the way, like, leans neoliberal. Like, they love him because he's a neoliberal shill. Yeah. Like, he's not gonna ever give it back, and they're never gonna make that argument. Like, do you think if TYT reports on it that he's going to, like, be like, you know, I was watching Jank and he made a pretty clear case on why I need to give this back. He knows Jank exists. He doesn't watch the Young Turks. That's the closest thing you got. And they're not mainstream either. They're large, but they're not mainstream. What are you talking about? What a weird thing to say.
Eli, no!
What do you do?
He tried to bite my plant.
Oh boy. Stop
it. Stop it.
Want to get him his lunch and
We don't have anything. I'm waiting for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. Sorry. He would respond by issuing an apology while posing with the Nobel Award in front of a drone unironically while surrounded by soldiers. Yeah. And you'd get the the Biden sunglass memes below it. By the way, I didn't do any shilling today. Any last minute subs? Because we got to get going. Like I said, I have a lot to do today, and we're gonna find somebody to raid out to. Just clearing out these tabs that we covered. I actually got a lot of content done today. That's good. Maybe we might actually get to other shit tomorrow.
Eli, no! No!
My son is being bad.
Eli!
Would also take donos. I apologize for the yelling in the background. My son is being bad. Alright, let's see here. Where do I want to send you guys? Where do you want to go? There's not somebody that I don't see on here. La Susan, James, Gremlow, Denims, Chud Logic. Who haven't I rated in a while? Who haven't I rated? I rated Zach yesterday. I'm leaning towards Lost Sue. I'm leaning towards him. Yeah. let's go ahead and do that. All right. I'm gonna send you to Lost Sue. Wonderful indigenous streamer talking about important issues, important indigenous issues at all times. He's a lot of fun. Good dude. Very caring. And if you are one of the awesome people that has a sub right now, why don't you go ahead and post this
Damn it!
in his chat? And also follow me on social media, whether you're subbed or not.
Knock it off.
There's all my social medias. Follow me on that. Help, especially on TikTok, because I want to be able to live stream on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's a fun stream. And we'll be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Amazing. That is amazing. 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 Isn't that amazing? That is amazing. 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 That is amazing. 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 Isn't that amazing? That is amazing.
And conversations and stuff. Hey, Marky, how you doing? Welcome in, Raiders.
500 years. Kill him! Kill Columbus!
Kill us all. Elon doing Elon shit. All aboard the anti-fash train. Getting a fit. Oh, Marky. Oops. Hey, David, how you doing? Oh, that was your stream promo tweet. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Long time no see. How you been? Hopefully well. And just so you all know, like, you know, just because I've hit my subby goal for the month doesn't necessarily mean that's the end and that's all I need. Anything extra on top of that is like icing and gravy. You know what I mean?